Welcome to the show, everyone. This is going to be probably a short show. The SSPX released a statement following their meeting with Pope Francis, and I'm just going to read you the short statement, which is linked below, which is also linked below. It says on Tuesday, February 8th, 2022, Don David Pagliarani, Superior General of the Society of St. Pius X, went to Rome. On this occasion, there was a personal meeting with Pope Francis, who received him in private audience for about half an hour. The informal conversation was very polite and gave the Superior General the opportunity to introduce himself to the Holy Father, whom he was meeting for the first time. The meeting made it possible to show that the SSPX has no other goal than to serve the Church in the midst of the current crisis. Father Pagliarani had the opportunity to make it clear to the Pope that everything the Society does has only this service in mind. Mutual good memories of Argentina were also exchanged. The visit by the Superior General to the Holy Father corresponded to a wish that had been cherished for a while, but which unfortunately could not be realized for a long time due to the circumstances of the past few months. Let us not fail to pray for the ecclesiastical authorities and especially for Pope Francis. Through these prayers, may Catholic tradition regain all its rights in the Church, so that as many souls as possible may benefit and work out their eternal salvation. And so it was announced a while ago that this meeting took place and that the SSPX would be releasing a statement. And this is a statement that we get. There's not a whole lot that they accomplished, and it doesn't seem like it. But it was just a meeting with Father Pagliarani and Pope Francis. Now, earlier, before this meeting, I believe, Father Pagliarani, he gave a sermon. I don't know if you call it a sermon. He gave a speech. And I don't know if this was directly before this meeting. I'm not sure. I don't think it was necessarily connected to it. But what he said in that speech was that the SSPX would not accept certain concessions. And so, for me as a traditionalist, I think that if Rome offered the opportunity for traditionalists like the FSSP, Institute of Christ the King, to be a separate rite, so like a Latin rite, because Traditionis Custodes says that the Novus Ordo is the sole expression of the Roman rite. If they offered that to the FSSP and the Institute, the SSPX would not be on board with that. The SSPX says that the Latin Mass is the exclusive expression of the Roman rite, and they will not concede that. And so if Rome says, okay, you can be part of this, you can be part of this alternative rite that we're creating, the SSPX will say, no, we are the Roman rite, and we say the Mass of the Roman rite. So they would not accept that concession. For me as a traditionalist, I would. That's just me. I'm not saying the SSPX is wrong for what they're doing. They're standing for tradition. What I'm saying is I would accept it. I would be fine with that, because I think that eventually it would be redefined anyway. I believe that's how the SSP or the FSSP would treat it. I believe that's how they would treat it, and the Institute would treat that sort of agreement. Anyway, as for Father Pagliarani meeting with Pope Francis, it's been a long-standing policy of the Society of St. Pius X that if Rome asks them to meet, they will meet, because they believe that Pope Francis is the Pope. And they said that the Church needs a visible head. And they said that doesn't mean that Pope Francis hasn't taught heresy. I mean, you just kind of look at what he's saying and the things he's doing. But that means that the Church needs a visible head. Archbishop Lefebvre was adamant about that. So that's that part. Also, the SSPX is they have no intentions. I don't think the SSPX doesn't want to be excommunicated. I don't think anyone should want to be excommunicated, right? Because even if, like, I was in Cardinal Supich's diocese and he excommunicated me for attending a Latin Mass, okay, Like, but I wouldn't embrace that. It would be very wrong and probably canonically not legal. But would I need a canon lawyer? I mean, it's just if someone excommunicates you even unjustly, it's an uphill battle, and so I don't think they want excommunication. And I think Pope Francis talks about dialogue and everything. Well, here we go, the SSPX dialogue with Pope Francis, and how long is Francis going to be Pope? I think that's a fair question to ask. Rorate Caeli said he's in bad shape months and months ago, so I don't really know. Doesn't seem like his health is failing, but yeah, I don't think anyone wants to be excommunicated. I mean, I don't. Well, that's not true, but I don't think anyone should want to be excommunicated. I think that's a fair point to make, because it's an uphill battle to fight. You really don't want to be. Really, you want competent authorities. You want ecclesiastical authorities to promote the Catholic faith. But if they don't, then you still don't want to get excommunicated. I mean, you don't do anything to appease them, obviously. Like, I wouldn't say, "Oh, Cardinal Supich, I'm gonna attend an LMNOP mass at one of your rainbow parishes." No, I wouldn't do that. But I don't think. Let's see. Give them an inch. Give them an inch. Don't give them a millimeter. I don't know. I guess, and people do disagree with me. I mean, but no, it's definitely wrong to try to get excommunicated. So I think the SSPX. I think I don't know who arranged the meeting, whether it was the SSPX or Rome, but I think that so they will meet with Pope Francis and the Vatican under most circumstances, except there was the one situation where Archbishop Lefebvre talked about. He said that the night before he consecrated, ordained the new bishops for this society, there was a vehicle from Rome, and I guess he was outside, and they pulled up in the vehicle, and these Roman authorities, these Roman Catholic authorities, Vatican authorities, asked him to get in the car with them, and he refused to do that. Um, so, what do you mean try to get excommunicated? I just don't think you need to provoke them, and I don't think people should be embracing and saying, "Oh, it'd be an honor to be excommunicated." I don't think it would be. I mean, even if it's unjust, that's not desirable. I don't think we should desire to do that. We should desire to live a holy life. I mean, I don't think it, like if I think more or less if someone like Pope Francis or someone like Cardinal Supich is around, you just don't interact with them. I mean, just kind of ignore them almost. They are in a position of authority, and the church needs visible heads of authority, but that doesn't mean you should go and harass them or anything like that. Now, you can encourage them to convert to the Catholic faith, but I don't think that you should necessarily seek them out. Just kind of do your own thing and live your life, because most people they're not going to be able to confront Cardinal Supich or Pope Francis effectively. So, this is CSSML. Thanks for commenting. I appreciate that. So this is a short video. I just wanted to let you know there wasn't a whole lot. I was, in the back of my mind, I was kind of hopeful that Rome might give them another bishop, or at least, and that's another thing. I don't think you need to go around and consecrate a whole bunch of bishops. That's what I mean by like provoking, provoking the Vatican, provoking authorities. They don't need to go around and consecrate a whole bunch of bishops. At the same time, at some point, the SSPX is going to need to ordain more bishops, more traditionalist bishops, to continue the legacy of tradition. Now, there are several bishops. I think it's Bishop Hawander of Switzerland. He's a retired bishop, and he lives at an SSPX monastery. So he was a mainstream bishop, and then I guess he pretty much is SSPX right now. Like, he's not an official SSPX bishop, but he'll certainly do ordinations for them, do old rite sacraments, all that stuff. So You have bishops kind of jumping on the ship. So I don't know that ordaining it any like new bishops is an urgent matter. It's something that's going to need done in the future, though, and I think what they're doing is holding out for another pope and see what he thinks. That's what I think the attitude of the SSPX is. But for the most part, I say I agree with probably 99% of what the SSPX says. It seems like most of their ideas are very reasonable, and a lot of people just say, "Oh, schismatic," like if you watch Church Militant, yeah, I mean they're terrible, but if you watch Church Militant, yeah, the SSPX are terrible. They're they're racists now, right? I didn't watch the new Church Militant thing, but yeah. um, I read that William Santistia consecrated bishops. Not sure if true, but if so, they would be valid bishops, but illicitly consecrated, right? So I didn't hear about that, and I don't think very many other people heard about that. I don't know. I don't think that's true. Um, Maybe Williamson did. I don't know, but yeah, you're completely right. CSSML. If they were consecrated, any bishop can consecrate another bishop. However, it's not illicit consecration, and it depends if Rome wants to recognize them. In the case of the SSPX, Pope Benedict did recognize the bishops. John Paul II invalidly excommunicated them, and Benedict removed that excommunication, and so they are valid bishops. And I believe they are illicit bishops as well, due to Pope Benedict's removing their excommunications. But you don't want to push. You don't want to push it. That's all. And for us, we don't want to push it either. But Tim Flanders of one Peter 5 says, he runs the Meaning of Catholic YouTube channel. He said anyone can attend an SSPX parish. Um, Excommunication by Francis would be anathema at this point. Rome is pushing the divide and heresy. Yeah, well, and see, I don't think Francis is going to excommunicate anyone. That's the thing. We'll see, but I don't think he's meeting with the SSPX. He's not, and he didn't serve them a declaration of excommunication. He talked to this guy about Argentina. Like it's not like they were hostile towards each other. And Pope Francis actually was friendly towards the SSPX. He did what the previous two popes had not done, and he gave them faculties to hear confessions and say administer weddings. It's like, okay, well, so they're doing a wedding mass, so then they're valid priests. It makes no sense that he gave them partial faculties, but being that they have faculties to hear confessions, you can't hear confessions unless you're a priest. So, or you can't absolve sins, I guess. I can hear anyone's confession, but I can't give absolution. So that part of the deal makes no sense, but he kind of extended an olive branch to them, which is very bizarre. But that's just how it is. So anyway, just a lot of strange, kind of a strange situation, a lot of interesting information, and I don't really expect Francis to be Pope a whole lot longer, so I don't know that this meeting will necessarily bear fruit in the long term, but I think the SSPX does like to interact with Rome. Pope of surprises. Yeah, it is a Pope of surprises for sure, and I hope there's very few surprises anymore, because the surprises of the Spirit brought us Vatican II, and they brought us the new Mass, and I don't want any more surprises. I just want the traditional faith, and that's what you guys want too. So thank you so much for watching. We are the laity, and we will not be silent.